Good morning, everybody, and hello, crafters. My name is Tina, and welcome to my channel, Reillys Knitting-Needle. If you are a new viewer, welcome. I hope you enjoy. And if you are returning, hey. Anyways, today's going to be a short video as I've finished a blanket. I have casted on a blanket and only working on a sweater slash dress. I've also come to notice that but how do I put it? So I know a lot of people will visit the channels when they say crochet and knit, and I'm not staying focused on one topic as is. So therefore, what I'm going to start doing in my videos is implement the beginning, like, hey, listen, the first 4 objects are crochet, and then we will resume the rest of the objects that are knitted, opposed to throw in, throw in, throw in, throw in. I would rather those who want to stay for the crochet portion or the knit portion or even both. So we're going to just go with what I have finished recently. I have a blanket that I actually spoke about, a blanket that I made for a family member that was returned back, which I'm thankful for because I could actually give it to a family member that will treasure it. So I'm going to show 3 crocheted items and only 1 knit item. I don't have any break in the bank. I am hoping this weekend, though, I get to go to Michael's or Joann's and see if there's any deals or sales. I'm looking to get some more sparkly yarn. I want to remake my Christmas peppermint pinwheel, but with the tinsel that's all running through it. Anyways, my social media handles, it's going to be Facebook is Reillys Knitting-Needle. My TikTok is Reillys Knitting-Needle, and my Instagram is Reillys_Knitting_Needle. Now, yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. This ain't mine. I didn't feel like doing my hair, to be honest with you, today. Today, I woke up this morning, and got some coffee, got some Red Bulls, some croissants. And by the time I got home, the whole family, everybody's trying to get ready for work, and the kids are ready to start their morning, so it was a little chaotic for me today, but it's okay. I don't want to sit here and waste more time trying to fix and straighten my hair when I want to show all of you lovely people what I've been working on, and I'm very proud of my work. I really am. I love what I do. I love the pinwheel blankets, and I know it's a little repetitive, but I've also been dabbling into a lot more of crocheters and knitters, as far as like the talking podcast ones. And, it's been very enjoyable to listen to them because a lot of times I'm pretty sure we don't look at the screens because we're focused, doing this. But I did take some healthy advice. You see, I had the point just kind of stopped. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I took some advice from some of these podcasters and knitting and crochet podcasters. And I want to focus on my projects and my videos opposed to, dolling up my hair and getting all pretty. I just slapped on a wig. We're good today. We're good. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into 2 finished objects. One was from a year ago, or 2. I made it for my father. It could even have been longer, to be honest with you, because I think the pattern came out when my daughter was about 2. She's 9. So I want to say the pattern's anywhere between 5 to 7 years old. The pinwheel blanket by the Crochet Crowd. If so, my father kept it in good condition. When families just kind of just not seeing eye to eye, a lot of my stuff gets returned to me without even asking for it. So again, it's perfect. I have my brother-in-law who lives in New York, and I think he would give it a lot of love. So this blanket was made about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Again, can't remember, but it is the dartboard version of the peppermint pinwheel, or the pinwheel by the Crochet Crowd. I did use Karen 1 pound. I can't remember the names of the colors because it's been so long, but this is Karen 1 pound. It is a gray and a blue. So as I said, I stuck with the dartboard version. time. And I made him the lapgan size. And there's my shells, or I'm not, I think they're supposed to be a shell. Single, single, half, double, treble, treble, double, half, and then single, single. So, and I do apologize for the lighting today. It's a little dark. It looks like it's gonna rain here in Georgia today. So, that's my dad's, or excuse me, was my dad's. It's gonna go to my brother-in-law in New York, along with his wife's. So, this one was utilized in a camper, so she was well loved during the summertime, used for over the shoulder or on the lap. I did want to keep it, but I have so many, so I figure, share the wealth. When I send my sister-in-laws, I'll send her husband, so this will be for her husband. So Terry, you have a new blanket. I'm still looking for my mother's. I'm still looking for yours, Mom. Now, I did finish the black and white one that I had, I think, casted on like a week or two ago. I ran out of yarn. Now, granted, it is a lapgan. If you want to make it like full adult size, I'm pretty sure, which I know with my blue Danaboo, I did use 2 blue Danaboo and 2 black Karen 1 pound. So I did have 4 skeins. My cats are fighting, sorry. Guys, be nice. Be nice. So, with the checkerboard or dartboard version, I think it eats a lot more yarn, and I'm also not tugging because I don't want it to pucker. I've had numerous of blankets in the beginning. When I tug, it starts to, when the pinwheel is coming out, she'll pucker up and then do this. So as the blanket's coming out, it looks like little mini mountains. Anyways, so I had the Karen 1 pound white and black yarn. And as I said, I ran out, so I wanted to make it bigger. And this was actually going to be for me. Most of my stuff I make for me. And then my kids will go ahead and they will debo my stuff. So my son saw it. He's like, Mom, please, can I have it? I don't have any pinwheels. All of his granny square blankets from when he was a baby are starting to shred because I was still learning 7, 8, 9 years ago. And I did magic ring or magic loop. And I didn't know I should have done just chain 4 and then work in the first chain. So a lot of their blankets are tearing, shredding. I'm trying to save them, but at this point, it is what it is. Time to move on, and new projects come on in, I guess, right? So this is the black and white pinwheel blanket by the Crochet Crowd. I did do my shell. I don't know why, but this one looks a little baby shell. So, and then for my son's blankets. Ta-da! She is all done. So from there, we'll pull up. Can't go any higher because I'll hit my fan. So that is my son's. He's got the dartboard black and white version. And that is it for my finished objects. So now, again, still sticking to the crochet, I did cast on another pinwheel. So my daughter used to have a peach one when she was, I think, 2. I started when Mikey had released this pattern. It was perfect too, especially for us mothers. Instead of going out and buying play mats and you knew how to, crochet or knit or anything of that sort, I was making them as play mats. I made them as play mats for, actually for my kids, for other people's animals to just, let their animals lay on it. Animals love those blankets too, or any kind of blanket, honestly. But my pinwheels, I just kind of, humans, animals. So, anyways, my daughter had a peach one, and we can't find it. I mean, it's been years. I might have even gave it away. I might have donated it because I did make it real small. She was, 2 years old, so I didn't need anything that big at the time. So we went shopping in my craft room over the last 2 days, 3 days ago. And of course, she chose a yarn that is super old. It was from Mainstays. I don't remember the colorway, but I bought this yarn, oh, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She's old yarn. And the tinsel one is by Big Twists. So let me go ahead, get that project out. So my daughter went and she actually chose a Lion Brand 1 pound, or I think it was a Karen 1 pound. It was a navy blue. And though I got the yarn last year, I think when I was winding it, because I had just gotten a new winder, so I'm like, okay, I want to unfortunately dissect, 1,000 yard ball, and it comes out to like 3 or 4, So I kind of messed up in that aspect, but that's fine. I didn't realize when I was winding, I was pulling. So as I started casting on the blanket, the yarn that's much older, which I did the same thing, I winded all the yarn, still had its fluff. But every time I switched back over to the navy, it was so thin, and I held it up. It was a small swatch. So as it was a small swatch, I can see that the thickness of the variegated was looking great. But then even just 3 rows of just 3 doubles, it was just wonky. You can tell it was paper thin. So at that point, I said, Mommy, we're going to go ahead and switch on over. Let's try a different yarn. She said, okay, Mommy, you pick, but leave the variegated. She's had her eye on that variegated yarn, I think, since she was like 2 or 3 years old. I kid you not. So she finally got her hands on it, because I was wanting to make a sweater, crochet at the time, and then even so much knit. But when I show my knitting sweater, you'll understand why I just opted out for not going for acrylic. Anyway, so without further ado, I'll go ahead and pull the project. I'll show the yarn, and then I'll show most of the project. So we're a little tangled here. So yeah, I do know it was Mainstays. I think when they were on $1.99, I stocked up on like 14 balls at the time. I was a big girl. I already had my son. My son was maybe 6 months, 7 months old, and I couldn't drop the baby weight. Like I said, literally just started finally dropping the baby weight the last 7 months. So I had bought like 12, 13, 14 balls of this, thinking, okay, I'm going to need a big sweater. I'm a big girl. And when you wash it, at the time, I didn't know how yarn worked in the washing world and what you can and can't wash, which I still have laundry going. I need to remember to get to that. So I really wasn't aware of how yarn worked, and again, in the washing world. So I bought a lot, thinking that what if it shrank, but at least if I have 14 balls, I'm a big girl, it'll finally, especially here, I need the room under my arms. So the yarn was Mainstays. I had about 13, 14 of these. And that's a little better to show it back here. It's a very beautiful yarn, and most people will probably be like, oh, that's funky, and she is, but I love funky. I do very well with funky colors. So, and then, as I said, the other one is the Big Twist yarn. It is Twinkle. That's not the name of the color. That's the name of the brand, Twinkle. So you have your 380 yards, 6 ounces, 347 meters, 170 grams. It is a 4 worsted weight yarn. The color is gray. It is 97% acrylic and 3% metallic fiber, aka tinsel. Machine wash, low iron, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, dry flat. So, and that's the Big Twist. This is skein number 2, and I'm pretty sure this is skein number 2 as well. And again, without further ado, more pinwheels. Ta-da! This is coming out absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you can see it's puckering a little bit right around here. It does pucker. So when I got up to about from, let's do this. Let's move you closer. That works. So from, your starting point to about here, I was not liking how the variegating was coming out. I was like, oh my God, no, that's ugly. I don't know, it wasn't looking right. Let's get about there. So about here, like that. I really wasn't liking how the pattern was coming out. I'm like, Tina, don't restart it. It's not like you're in a competition. So, the kids love anything that you make. I love anything that I make. It is a comfort pattern for me. As I said, I've explained in my previous videos, I used to do a lot of crochet stuff. Let me put this away and then we'll explain. Stay on one topic, Tina. So anyways, this is my comfort pattern. It eats a lot of yarn. I have so much yarn, and again, in order to get new stuff, you got to use what you got. So I would rather make these, especially if I decide to go into Atlanta and either donate the blankets or donate it to the homeless. These are very warm. They're very warm. It'll keep somebody warm. They're phenomenal. I really love this pattern. So again, it's a comfort pattern. I love it. It's my thing. So we're gonna put that back. Oh, I got yarn under my feet. That's weird. So before I get into the knitting, I'll explain. I've explained it before. I'll keep it short. I used to crochet everything: scarves, hats, blankets, sweaters, amigurumi dolls, and stuff like that. I stopped doing the hats and the scarves and the garments because I love the positive or negative. I'm not sure how it works, but I love when it drapes. The items drape so much better with knitting than crochet. So I stopped that. The amigurumi I also stopped too. One, it is very small. I do have bad arthritis. So, and I know I should be wearing, the arthritis gloves and things like that. But, between the arthritis and, to be honest, the polyfill, everything going up in price, it was costing a lot. Not only that, as I said before, with all due respect, and forgive me, I'm tired of making things for people that either give it back to you or they give it to their animals, and I don't appreciate it. I made these beautiful matching dolls, and instead of maybe treasuring the other half of the doll, it was given to their animal. So thanks. I don't make anything anymore for anybody unless it's requested, meaning, I guess paying, yes. If you're paying for it, yes, then I will make it. It just depends if you request it. Like, I have a family member that I know my sister-in-law, my mother. I know that they will treasure these items because they know the love that I put into it and the work that I've put into it, and they won't sit there and give it to their animals or throw it away, or destroy it. I know that they will take good care of it. So if you're the person that really does treasure handmade things all day, every day, I will make it for you. But I stopped a lot of items because of what I was seeing happening to the things that I was making, the love and stuff. I mean, I even made a beautiful summertime wreath, was requested, and I never saw it. Never saw it. Pretty sure either A, it went to the garbage, or B, it was given away to somebody else, which, if it was given away, I really hope they're giving it love. But I kind of just, I had to take a step back from making things for people and giving away just, my items. It's more family. It's more family. So I had to stop making certain things as well, because between the arthritis, it hurts my heart to actually see what is happening with the things that I'm making. Granted, once it's out my house, it should be of no concern. Correct. But again, it's different. These are people that I'm actually going to their house and I'm physically looking at my items and I'm like, wow, that's so harsh. You are vile. So it is what it is. But anyways, so I kind of just now am focusing, as I'm nearing, my 40s, I'm slowing down a little bit as well. Stick with my comfort pattern, not my pattern. Stick with my comfort with what I know, which is the pinwheels from the crochet crowd. And as far as knitting goes, randomly. So now that we're done with the crochet portion, I only have one knitting item. And we're going to jump into that real quick, and then we are done for today because, as I said, it's kind of a short day, not really much to show. It's more babbing, but who doesn't bab, right? Anywho. So the knitting portion of this, now the blanket, the pattern that I'm working is called The Classic by East Space Tricot. It is a sweater, a free pattern on Ravelry. And as I said in my previous ones, I'm not going to go into depth. I am not the greatest at reading patterns. I'm still learning how to read knitting patterns. I could read crochet, but knitting patterns I'm still learning. And there's still some stitches I'm still learning how to work and make. So with that being said, I found a free pattern of a sweater and decided I have enough yarn. We're just going to go straight, moo with it. And maybe even throw a nice black belt and some pretty black army boots. I mean, because I used to dress when I was younger. Anyways, the more and more I'm working on it, the more and more of the thickness is looking a little too gawky for my liking. And I'm just like, I think we're just going to stop and keep her as a sweater. I don't know if I want to continue to follow the pattern and make the back half a little longer than the front, or just make it a full-fledged around my hips, length. Yeah, so. Now this one, as I said, I'm working with 3 skeins of yarn. I'm working with, I can't pull it out because this one it's all unraveled. Yarn barf. I got more yarn chunks. So this is Lion Brand Pound of Love. The name of the color is Creamsicle. A 4 worsted weight. Recommended hook is a 6mm and knitting needles a 5mm. It is 16 ounces, 454 grams, 1,020 yards, 932 meters. This color is darker than the other 2 that I have. I had bought, I think, those 2 a while back, and then maybe a week or 2 later, I was like, oh, let me get a 3rd one, and it was a lot more darker. I went to Joann's. It is Joann's, I'm sorry. I have to keep thinking, wait a minute, are you sure? So I went to Joann's to see if I can find it, and they had none. They just completely kaputs, none. So I'm up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, in a sense. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go with the dress. As I said, she's looking a little too gawky. And again, it's something here flashed again like my last one. So weird. So here is my knitted sweater. As you can see up here, maybe, you see the 2 different colors, the darker and the lighter. The darker color is going to be for all the ribbing, and the sleeve actually supposed to stop here and rib all of this. So I don't know if maybe I want to keep it like that, and maybe it might be too funky. I said I do funky, or we'll just go with a smaller ribbing with the dark color, just depending on how much more yarn, blah, 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 blah. Leave it, I can't edit. Depending on how much more yarn I need or have. So again, move my chair back, excuse me. So there she is. I gave her a short collar just right underneath. I was able to get my arms through yesterday, but because I'm using a 32-inch wire, or it's a 30-inch, I couldn't get past my boobs. So, but this is where we're at. If I pull her up here, this is roughly about where we're at now. So, got a little bit of ways to go. As I said, I think I want to stop her right around here, how this blouse is cut. We might just stop her like this. I might even just do the long part of this long and the front short, or again, I might just do the whole thing hip length, and then leave the 2 little slits on the side. I do like the slits, so when I sit down, I got a little bit of breathing room here. So, yeah, that's what I really haven't worked on. I've been working on the pinwheels. She's only been getting love during dinner time. So, like, if dinner takes me an hour, I'm working on this for an hour. Other than that, I'm working on the pinwheels. Because I really like to start casting on some more sweaters. As I said, I don't have a lot of sweaters. I have a lot of hoodies. But again, we all craft. We all make things. What's stopping me from actually wearing the things that I would love to make? Or if I have made it, like I have a purple sweater, I worn it once, and that was when I was doing a video. And then I realized, oh my God, she's beautiful. She fits me. So I really want to get into making more items for myself that I can wear. But other than that, that is about it for today's episode. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I want to thank you all for listening, and I hope y'all are enjoying what you hear and what you're seeing. I'm very thankful. I also did put up the YouTube, a TikTok challenge versus, oh my Lord, I had fun with that one. I know it's only 15 seconds, but I had a really lot of fun doing that. And if you check out my TikTok, I'm also now starting to post part 1s and part 2s of my journey of my blankets. With YouTube, I don't want to overcrowd it with shorts. Again, I'm still learning technology, but with a TikTok, 1, 2, 3. So please go ahead, check out my TikTok. It's just mostly my blankets, my socks, and I'm really trying to focus on to show the blanket a lot better, because I know y'all can see the blanket, but I want full force, like pinwheel. If I turn the camera, you guys are mesmerized and things like that. So yeah, I'm still learning how to do that. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy knitting and happy hooking. Bye.